Welcome everyone to an in-house league game here. We got Hugesoul versus Anal Hunter once again here. Some of the top ELO players. And they have both drafted their teams. We're already underway with the draft, but first we'll go over the players here. We got Hugesoul, Snooky, Salt, Mosher, and Balor on the Legion side. And then we have Anal Hunter captaining with Sunk Bob, Lavender, Rastahan, and Imba Nuts on the Hellborn side here. The draft already fairly underway, so we'll get into it. Devo, Vindicator, and Lord Salforus bands coming out from the Legion side. Balfagor, Rally, and Engineer was the first band. Those will be the three bands here from the Hellborn side. We have a first pick of the Chipper coming out for the Hellborn team. And they have responded here with Lodestone and Midas so far. We have Cersei now into Apex. Now we could see a dual supporting cast of Chipper and Cersei, where Chipper could be the position 5 and Cersei could be the position 4, or vice versa. And then Apex to be that position 3 or even possibly a position 2 here. A hero that can definitely scale quite well with Farm bulking up his Armageddon ultimates. But it's been quite a while since I've seen an Apex here, so pretty excited to see the Apex get picked up. And I look forward to see how he does. Secondary ban phase almost finished here. We have, for the most part, carries being targeted. Quite the mixture, actually. We'll go over them. We have Moon Queen, Clanks, and Puppet from the Legion side. So these hard carries. Carries that synergize well with the Cersei being targeted, being the Moon Queen and the Clanks. The Puppet, a pretty dangerous one with the Cersei scouting the way, can cause some disruption and some pickoff presence. Then we have Ophelia, Tempest, and Electrician. So they're going to target some bans on some junglers, and I think that's because Mosher's here. I don't know if he actually plays Tempest, but Ophelia and Tempest kind of go hand in hand with each other. And we have Electrician going to be banned out as well. A hero that they might feel that they cannot deal with as he's very tanky. Can be kind of a nuisance. So they out of the gates pick up Gladiator and Cthulhu font. It looks like this will be either a support Midas or a support Gladiator. I think we will have... Actually, I'm not sure. We might have... How is this going to work here? They don't have a carry picked up just yet, unless they want to run Gladiator as the carry, which could be a possibility. But they haven't picked up a true support hero yet, unless they decide to run Midas as a support, which, in my opinion, is not that great of an option. So, I'm a little bit puzzled here by the lineup so far from Legion. They go with a Bushwhack, so it might be like support Cthulhu or support Lodestone, which isn't super great. But it's definitely a different draft here from Legion. I almost fear that this won't work, but we'll have to see. They go with last pick. It was Bushwhack actually for Legion. I stumble on my words a little bit there. I'm looking through the picks there. We have Magmus and Predator. Predator into Magmus, so they go with a carry, Predator against the Bushwhack, which, to be honest, I don't really like Predator against the Bushwhack. I feel like Bushwhack can just kite the Pred very easily. But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Magmus is going to be the last pick. Will be the position 3, I think, here, and Apex will be position 2, played in the mid lane, or vice versa. But we could see like a Magma Cersei lane, and then a Chipper Predator lane, looks like, with Apex in mid. And then for Legion, we have Snooky playing Bushwhack, and will be a support Gladiator. And then we have Lodestone, I guess Lodestone mid, and Midas Cthulhu font long lane. Midas going to be second support, Gladiator going to be main support. So definitely some different picks here from the sides. So Lodestone against Apex in the mid lane matchup. Cthulhuphant Midas gonna go up against Predator and Chipper. I think that lane is Predator Chipper favored, and I think that's one of the reasons they picked Predator is against the Cthulhuphant mana lane. Predator is very good against Cthulhuphant. But it's been a while since I've seen a Bushwhack pick. The last time I casted it, I think it was a scrim for Clantor. The Bushwhack did really well, so interested to see how the Bushwhack does here. And ultimately what items Noogie decides to go into. Maybe he goes something like a Thunderclaw against the Circe illusions as well. So we are underway here. We have seen how the lanes are shaping up. I'm going to trample the creeps into the tower. It doesn't look to hit anybody with it, just wants to push the lane here. Get the lane control. And Predator got 2 out of the 4 there. They're going to go with a trample here. Here comes a slow from the Midas. Chipper takes heavy pressure. The Chipper going to slowly regen up with the Blights. So mid lane, we have 5-0 against a 6-0. Pretty even here so far. Magmus Circe doesn't scream to me the most powerful lane combo, but they definitely have lockdown for the Bushwhack. Oh, Chipper is going to sidestep the stun here. This should be the Bloodlust. It's going to go down here. Predator leaps up the cliff. Gonna get the counter kill at least. We see the gold per minutes for both Cthulhuphant and Predator gonna go up. Cthulhuphant only on 2 last hits so far. See, the rune gonna spawn top. It's gonna be a 2-minute haste rune. Good old fashioned 2-minute haste. Cthulhuphant gonna go ahead and take that. See what he does with this. Chipper could maybe get caught here. I'm gonna decide not to go for him. How's Magmus doing? 10-3 against 7-2 Bushwhack. Bushwhack not having the greatest start. Top lane, we got a battle between the farmers and the supports. Haste is gonna wear off here. 18-0 Apex against a 16-2 Lodestone so far. But the action has kind of died down a bit. Again, we're doing 2-1-2 lane setups. Apex gonna take some tower pressure here. Let's have one more bottle sip. Health pot is gonna be used here by Lodestone. So we're gonna counter this Rune Ward. See a pull coming out. Cersei goes for the early Grave Locket. Gonna take good advantage of that item. Trample comes in on the Chipper. Cthulhuphant could be in some trouble here. He's gonna get restrained. Doesn't use the apple. He's gonna go down. Meanwhile, mid lane looks like Lodestone takes out the Apex. So I think with the Gladiator support, it's gonna be hard for Bushwhack to farm against the Magmus.
Catch my quarry.
So Magma's farming very well, 300 GPM. Bushwhack only at 237. But they're gonna go in with a leap here. Top lane on the Midas. Chipper trying to get in range for some rockets. Elemental Warp comes out. The Obliterate's gonna wear off here. Midas pops the health potion. Chipper could be in some trouble now. He goes down to the trample. And again, they do not get a kill there. Midas does escape. Chipper missed a rocket or two. Bottom lane. Bushwhack going to sidestep away. We're trying to go for the Gladiator now. Magnus has a Lava Surge up. And Gladiator's going to survive for now. Magnus also surviving. Oh, Cersei gets the last auto attack on the Gladiator and he will fall. Magnus thinking about tower diving here. Bushwhack going to get stunned up. Has the golden apple. Couldn't get the power supply off though. And they're going to get a double tap on the Cersei there. So I'll probably go ahead and buy a health pot here. Maybe pick up some Striders. Top lane Cthulhu is in some trouble. He's sidestepping the rockets though. Sunk's missing quite a lot of rockets. It's gonna most likely fall here now. Cthulhu does sacrifice himself though, so this one gonna be an okay trade for Hellborn. Predator gonna get a serial killer streak. He's on 460 gold per minute now. Bloodstone picks up a DD. Apex did have his Armageddon, but it looks like Cthulhu was able to pour it out. Bloodstone is now here bottom. Apex TP's in. He uses the Rocket Drill. He's gonna use the Armageddon here, and Lodestone gonna fall here. Can't use that regen rune. Good poured in from the Apex there to get a kill, and nobody ends up dying for the Legion side. Beware my call. But yeah, the Bushwhack continues to struggle. He's on 24 creeps, but 0 and 1. Only at 200 GPM. Magnus, on the other hand, almost 300 GPM. Nice sidestep coming in from Snicky there. He avoids the Lava Surge. And they can maybe look to go in for a counter. There's a Pitfall. Magnus does not have a Lava Surge up currently. He's going to get pulled back on the Magnus. That they're not going to pursue for anything. Bloodstone and Apex kind of both similar GPMs here. 360 versus 390. Bloodstone still has his regen rune. Trample comes in on the Predator. Here comes the Transmute. Predator activates the Stonehide now as he uses the Venomous Leap. Midas gonna go down. He can't warp away. It's an ultimate warrior streak here for the Predator. He picks up a Sackstone, by the way, on the Predators. He's gonna have some early stats. Might even look to invest into investments. Invest into a vest. Rune's gonna spawn top, which I believe Apex will look to get. Still gonna get the Merrick's rune. I bought River. We see a Shatterstorm coming in. It's gonna take out the Magnus. And then we have Cersei trying to escape the Bushwhack here. Apex is here with the port. They're going to take out the Bushwhack with the Soul Trap. And meanwhile in the top, Lavender on the Predator going to take out the Cthulhu Font. So great news for Hellborn. Their carry picks up another kill. And then we have the Bushwhack falling in the bottom lane. So Legion still continuing to struggle. Only 205 gold per minute on the Bushwhack. It's going to be an uphill battle for Bushwhack to kind of come back here from this rough laning phase start. Meanwhile, mid lane, oh, a deny comes in from Gladiator. He had the Armageddon? No, he just had the Soul Trap dot on him, I guess. He was gonna fall, so Gladiator just go ahead and deny him. So we have a 5-9 hero kill lead here for Hellborn as we're entering at about the 10-minute mark. 4,200 gold lead and 3,000 experience lead here for the Hellborn side.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going? You're in the game, I take it, right?
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
on
nice.
Kevin's mom account, so
Oh, nice.
transferred to my spirit animal before joining this game.
Awesome. So have you been watching the whole time?
No, actually I've just been doing chores that I've been like putting off all day.
Okay.
And that I just joined in quickly, like right before the game started.
Okay. So Magma's gonna fall here in the bot lane. Lodestone comes in. Doesn't assist for the kill, but they're trying to find the Cersei. So he's making a juke down here in the Legion jungle. So
We've been seeing a lot of Cersei, right? Lately.
yeah, it's been a pretty popular support lately. And it's been doing quite well as well. Like I've seen it do very decently. So
Do you know
basically
how this...
to catch you up, the
Oh yeah.
top lane, Predator has gotten 5 kills up here against the Cthulhu Midas lane.
Oh.
And then the Bushwhack bottom lane has really struggled against the Magma Cersei because they have a Gladiator support. I think not too much lane presence there, so Snooky's got not too much farm, but he's starting to recover. He's almost 300. It was 200 for the most part. And the
How did the Predator do so well from top lane?
I think they just kind of kept trading kills with Chipper kind of dying, and then Predator would get a kill. The Chipper died 3 times, but they were always trading. Lodestone versus Apex was for the most part even, but Apex has had some good TPs to bot lane and set up some kills. So yeah, it's mostly Pred doing really well and Bushwhack kind of struggling. That's like kind of the gist of the game.
Yeah. I do like the Predator pick against the Cthulhu because you just want to get really tanky Cthulhu naturally. And like the Predator just like eats food up even if you get taunted by the ultimate.
Yeah, I talked about in the draft how Pred is very good against Cthulhu in lane, and it kind of is one of like Cthulhu's weaknesses because he's really strong in a mana plane, but Pred's very good to counter him. But then also I said I think like carry for carry, Bushwhack should be very good against Pred for kiting him and whatnot, but it's going to come down to like how they both kind of get going, because right now Pred is way ahead. So Cthulhu's going to man up here. He doesn't actually stun him though, he was stone-hided up. I'll see if they can catch him though. Bushwhack, very good at chasing down when the stone height is down, but they're actually turning it around on him. Chipper's gonna miss a rocket there. Lodestone trying to maybe keep him alive, but they're gonna end up trading. Chipper might actually fall here. He doesn't have mana for any rockets, and I think Lodestone's gonna win this battle. But Cersei might have something to say about that. Not even gonna need the entrapment there. So Chipper baits it. And it continues to be pretty bad science here for Legion. Red does die though, so they bring down his onslaught streak.
Yeah, the Predator, like, once he gets... I'm assuming he still goes for Hypercrown, because... Partially because they have the Chipper to stack and stuff with.
Yeah,
So...
I think it would
definitely
definitely make
for him to go
sense.
to Hypercrown at least.
Yeah, I think he has the room to do so as well, since he's in a good, comfortable position. You make great points. He's got the Chipper, and then also the Cersei cloning him if he goes to Hypercrown is very good, I think. Oh, Magnus gets a tower down here. He's got enough gold for his portal key now. 13.5-minute blink. It's going to be a great start for Hellborn to start kind of controlling the map now. We see.
They really did need that, eh?
Yeah.
Because they don't really have any other good setup stuns, actually.
No, and then the Apex ultimate's on a very long cooldown, so they can only use that every so often. They're scouting the way with Chipper here. I don't know if Legion can defend this tower. They're going to get caught here on the Midas. Tries to maybe go for a sneaky deny, but...
I would like for the Apex to get the Arcane Bomb, though. I think it's such a great item on the hero.
Is it just for triggering the ultimate, or is there actually like a reason you think he needs it this game?
I mean, like, you trigger the E, right? So every
Yeah,
time you use
yeah.
the arcane bomb, you do like 200 extra damage, basically.
That's true.
So
He was
just
a
besides
position
that,
2 Apex this game though. You think
yeah,
it's a good item for him as like that role?
I think it's still good, yeah. Like, whenever people try to get away from you, you can just use the arcane bomb for that. You can use it for farming as well, because it still does like 150 damage plus applies to E to creeps.
Oh, Chipper gonna run into Gladiator here. Red's gonna clean him up. Oh, Lodestone's going in though. Did not use his Shatter Storm yet. He might want to channel that. Cthulhu gonna maybe take out the Chipper here. One more auto attack. Oh, Chipper's actually gonna survive for now. Predator takes out the Lodestone. Cthulhu really wants this because he's got the power supply into trample. There's the auto attack, takes him out.
Chasing the Bushwhack here.
Yep. So Bushwhack, he's gonna try to maybe chase the Predator. He's gonna go for the TP, and that should be his escape. Oh, but Apex isn't done. He comes in kind of YOLO here. He's gonna use the Armageddon. Does he actually die here though is the question. He gets caught by the Showdown into the Call to Arms. Magnus is here though to kind of give him some assistance. He uses the Dreamcatcher, playing Ring Around the Rosie in the trees. No, they have no mana on the Cthulhu font. Oh, he goes in with the, what's that spell called? The Fire Surge. That's just playing really good here. Let's see if he can, I jinxed him. Bushwhack comes in and cleans him up with the dart. The crippling
Yeah,
dart.
after the Bushwhack cleaned up the Magnus there, that's just like a lot of good farm actually going to wave Bushwhack now, because Bushwhack doesn't really farm that fast without any kind of farming tool. But yeah, the Predator seems to be going the Hyper Crown with the Ward Clefts actually being picked up, and we see also that Chipper started stacking jungle a bit with at least like a double engine stack now, and multiple stacks in the jungle overall.
Yeah, that's
so
good
this Predator
signs
is
for
gonna
them.
be really dangerous.
Yeah, so he remains about 200 GPM above the Bushwhack. So, I don't know how much... well, it looks like Lodestone might escape here mid lane. I don't know how much or how familiar you are with Bushwhack as like a hero, because we don't see him too much, but what items do you think we should see Bushwhack go for this game?
I was thinking about it a little bit. Oh, they're actually doing Conger.
Yeah.
So the Whispering Helm is kind of given, so to speak. They do actually have vision.
Oh yeah, they have a ward
working
on
left
the
side.
side here. Both sides actually have vision, so if they don't smoke
Yeah.
up on Hellborn, they will see this coming. Which they're...
Interestingly enough, no rev wards being placed at all from the Legion side, which is really greedy in my opinion.
Yeah, so they
Oh,
probably
yeah,
have an
that's-
idea that this is warded now, based on how Hellborn's reacting. Magma's gonna get caught here by a nice trample as Bushwhack slowed him up to set that up. Now, will they get out is the question. No Armageddon for 10 seconds. He's gonna go for the TP on Cthulhu Font. Wasn't he able to stop that TP with the rocket? Well, either way, he's gonna get turned on by the Shatter Storm. We'll see if he can make the escape now. He's behind enemy lines. Meanwhile, off in the river, we have Apex going at it with the rest of the team. It looks like they want to go back in on the Apex here. He's going to stun in with the rocket drill, and Apex is going to fall. He could not get the Armageddon off.
I don't know who said this to me recently, but someone mentioned like that he really likes Predator PK, and I actually kind of agree. In this case, you're so like far ahead, they don't really have the tools to burst you down, I think at least. They do have oh, actually Bushwhack going for a sneaky Conger.
Yeah, I had my camera on it. He's trying to steal it. And they
know
don't
about
have
it.
any vision here on Hellborn, so he's currently scouting it out with the Chipper, so something tipped them off that they were actually trying to steal it.
Yeah, just getting a PK on the Predator here. The Bushwhack cannot actually leave away once you Q him for 2 seconds, because there's a restraint on the Predator Q.
Yeah.
Meaning that you can actually just hit him kind of free. And especially because the Legion time seems really slippery. That's the word I want to use here. With basically 4 out of the 5 heroes having some kind of movement ability.
Yeah, I could get behind a PK on the Predator. Do you think he should go it right after the Hyper Crown, or is there something before a Portal Key that would be any better?
I was thinking about Basher as well, actually.
So like
might be
Hyper
fine.
Crown into Basher into PK or something?
Because Basher gives a decent amount of damage right now, actually.
Yeah. He's gonna go in on the Cthulhu Fawn here. He should be okay to trample away.
I also really dislike Cthulhu Fan not going for armor boots here.
Yeah. I think against a Predator there's some merit to that, as well as like not having as much HP to
Yeah.
Fuel the Predator's carnivorous.
Oh,
Chipper
okay.
gets the chainsaws down here. Bushwhack is alive for now, but here comes the Armageddon, takes him out. And was he trying to be sneaky again with the Kongor? Because he was in a very
Uh,
offensive position. Not sure what
not
Zanuki was
sure.
doing all the way
I
over
think
here
he
by
may have
the...
just been looking for a kill, but I think Sungpop actually warded it to make sure that he couldn't like sneak forward.
Ah, yeah, we have a defensive ward here. Shadowstorm gonna miss here, as they were trying to catch the Cersei, but they will find him in the trees there.
No ports yet. Oh, never mind. Thought Gladiator was from the enemy team. I'm a bit faded now. No, but there's no more vision on the Legion Kong right now, so they could try to
Get
do
their own
that now.
Kongor?
But
Yeah.
yeah, because there's no vision anymore. But like them trying to do Kongor without any kind of vision is, or any kind of rev wards being placed,
Oh, he
is
has a
so
DD.
optimistic.
This
And
could,
Chipper coming in again. I think he's gonna scout this, isn't he?
Sunk's got
Yeah.
the wall hack
They
today.
might actually, they saw the Magnus bottom because Magnus pushed out the wave, and they do mid tower middle. But they might just be able to take it before the Hellborn can actually set up a decent defensive. Although
Yeah, so even
Apex
though they're
smoking,
aware
DK.
about it, they might finish it. Lodestone doing a defensive rocket drill. Here comes Apex though. It was very close. Now they are going to lose their Lodestone. He did tank a good chunk of that Kongor. Gladiator going to maybe sacrifice himself here. Predator takes him out. But Bushwhack, he's going to make the escape. So they did get the Kong, but they sacked 2 players to get it
Might
done.
actually kill the Apex here if he's sticky enough, because the rest of this team is not close by enough to actually help him.
He's
Yeah,
the
they
one
can easily
being
kill
the
Apex
aggressor
here.
here as he jumps in on the
Yeah, I guess they're
Cthulhu.
afraid. Although they should see it. They have a ward with Ancients, so they see 2 people there.
Yeah, and I think they recognize that. They're like, hey, this guy, what's he doing over here away from his team? They're going to take him
Free
out.
food and whatnot. Ah, that's a PK on the Predator. Ah, that's a really good pickup here, I think.
Wow, it's like he heard us talking about it. It's actually
To
funny.
be fair, it may have been Lavender saying that, so I'm not sure anymore, but
I think
I do
there's
recall, like,
good
someone mentioning
arguments
it.
for it this game. I mean, you talked about it. There's 4. There we go. The Rockets cancel the Bushwhack TP. He should fall here. Probably trying to give the kill. Yep, they give the kill to the Predator.
That might be getting back to bottom. Yeah,
Agnes gonna
just a
fall.
Shadow Storm. And mid lane being pushed out by the Cersei. That is, it's so stupid to play against it, man.
Yeah,
Especially
when you...
if, like, once you're late game against something like a Moon Queen.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
also
really
when you're
stupid.
like a single target initiator, and you're
Yeah.
trying to guess whether something's real or a clone, it becomes really difficult, especially if you have like a big ultimate that's single target. You don't want to feel
Look at
forced
the
to
mid
like
lane.
waste
Look at the
something.
bottom lane now.
Yeah,
Cersei there. The amount of evolutions, and look at it.
look at Lodestone. He's gonna go.
Die.
No, he is gonna die here, but I think that's definitely gonna be in their favor.
Take, right? Yeah.
Hmm?
That's a trade they're definitely willing to take.
Oh yeah, the Armageddon actually hits Midas in the background. They take out Cthulhu Font. We'll see if they... Looks like they will not chase this any further. Their lead is continuing to grow. They're almost at 10k gold and 11,000 experience now.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Apex item build though. Like, I naturally really like Dreamcatcher as an item. Just not as much on Apex, because I feel like if you would just go for I do like Gnomes because it just gives you the armor and the magic armor that you need. But besides that, like Arcane Ball and Spell Sunder.
Oh yeah, Spell Sunder could be...
Because like Spell
Maybe
Sunder
later in the
triggers-
game when they're tankier. I mean, they do have a few strength heroes, but I don't think the Sunder maybe does a whole lot right now.
I mean, Lodestone, Cthulhu Font.
It is very
and-
good for disabling the portal keys. Like once the
Wrong aim.
oh, he actually stole it with the call to arms.
Is there a token? There's a token on the ground.
Oh my god, he actually gave them a token.
I think they happily take that. They can dodge for 3 minutes.
So you think it's fine that Legion stole the Kongor and give a token?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think that's more than fine. What I don't like though is everyone in the Legion team getting the stats upgrade.
Okay. So we have... Well, actually, 2 in damage on Lodestone,
Okay, besides
but
Lodestone,
then
like Bushwhack, Cthulhu Fans, and Midas all getting stats. Okay, Midas is fine, I think, but Bushwhack and Lodestone definitely should not, because the Predator is gonna heal too much of you. That's what I'm afraid of.
okay. I'm actually surprised Gladiator took movement speed as a support.
Oh, I like that still. I think
Really?
like one of the best like tools we have to kite a Predator with is movement speed.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I agree, but I feel like the 8 movement speed from Kong is kind of weak now compared to
Yeah, you
the
could make that
stat one.
argument. But like the maybe on the Gladiator, because like once the Predator starts hitting you, you're dead anyway.
Probably.
Like on the Cthulhu Fans especially, because I think the Predator is gonna start hitting you at some point.
Okay.
So you can't that initiate. I like the movement speed or the damage, but damage may be a bit iffy. But like getting HP, max HP against Predator is just not something.
Oh, Apex hitting God here. A little curious that he's away from his team as they're trying to maybe do a Rax push here, but Cthulhu he's being sneaky, he's cutting the wave, so they're gonna have the backdoor protection kick in, so they won't be able to continue pushing this bottom lane for now.
Predator not having any armor here is not something I like though. I think he went for Elder Parasite after
Oh,
PK and Hypercrown.
yeah, he's got a lot of
I would
attack
have
speed now.
liked for him to, instead of Elder Parasite, for just go to Dawnbringer.
Yeah, the Elder for me is kind of weird since he already has a Hyper Crown. I feel like the reasons
like
you
the
pick up
Monarch,
an
maybe.
Elder is for the attack speed, and he already has
Yeah,
quite a lot of that with Hyper Crown,
it's an
so
early game item, right?
either having mobility or damage kind of supplements his weakness
Oh,
right
they
now.
might get
He's restrained for 2 seconds. They do miss the entrapment here. Not gonna matter though, Bushwhack cannot escape this, so he gets caught here.
That's the PK pickup.
Hmm?
That's the PK pickup doing work right there.
I guess he's trying to go for Geobane on the Bushwhack. They have like he can dispel the restraint in the Cersei channel and whatever else. But
Yeah, the Cersei Q as well. That's like the two big kinds of
disruptors for him, I guess.
yeah, it's like lockdown they have. But another item I was actually thinking of on the Bushwhack is to get the mid lane.
Yeah, Lodestone, I think he's gonna fall here. He went in for a kill on the Magnus. And they should be able to secure this kill. He's actually healing up from the Midas. Maybe he actually escapes here. Gladiator maybe not so lucky. Yeah, they're gonna actually get the Gladiator instead.
Target practice, baby.
Midas has a Sand Scepter here. He's gonna warp
Well,
away.
he's probably
Sand Scepter
safe.
himself. Oh, he got hit by the Armageddon though. And sunks it into with some rockets. He's gonna most likely fall here.
Yeah,
They do bring him
PK
down.
or any kind of mobility item on the Midas means that he's never escaping from that.
Mhm.
And look at the illusions in the mid lane.
Oh my god, this is just the Cersei illusions. Look at how much damage he dealt to the Bushwhack. About a quarter of his life.
I would actually, since the Bushwhack was doing so poorly in the mid lane, I would maybe like for him to get the energizer actually.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Before you had joined me, I was actually thinking, you know, if Bushwhack had a better laning phase, obviously, he probably would have more room to do different item builds, but something along the lines of like Thunderclaw maybe against all these illusions. I don't know if Hypercrown is an item you think he should go, or maybe Dawnbringer's better on Bushwhack nowadays. Because again, this is a hero I don't really see a whole lot of, so it's kind of hard for me to say exactly what he should itemize with.
Neither really, I would say.
Neither?
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny enough, Shroud is actually decent pickup on Bushwhack every now and then, because
That is true,
you
actually.
actually get the crit from the guaranteed crit, I should say.
That is true. Shroud is pretty good on this hero.
If you're thinking like about what do I need here, you can actually farm like triple stacks and ancients if you spam the W enough, because the W
Because
refreshes
of
your E.
the E spell, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and the E like applies amounts of stacks to all
Of
players.
the jungle toxin.
Yeah.
Dulavan should fall here. We see the Cult Arms, not gonna hit. Shadowstorm hits on the Magnus. There's a rocket drill into the Head smash, and they take out the Magnus, so 1 for 1.
Predator not here, though.
Bushwhack did port to the top lane to do Kongor, so they are kind of taking this fight without him meanwhile.
Do they see this?
Now Predator, does he have an
Slow
idea
walk.
this is going on?
He shouldn't.
Man, how do these guys have like some sick spidey senses
Well,
about
to be fair, right,
Kongors.
I think if you think about it, the Bushwhack wasn't showing in the bottom lane.
Right, so I guess anytime he's not showing himself, they gotta say, well, where could he be? We know that he's not in the jungle because we have vision here, and he's not bottom
They have a
lane,
really good
so
ward there as well, near their bottom tower.
exactly, yeah. So there's only one other place that he could be, which is Kongor.
And I think Bushwhack also caught up on the fact that the Predator wasn't there. And that's why he backed. Yeah, they are gonna probably use Sacrum now, I'm guessing. He is going for the Dawnbringer. And one reason I like the Dawnbringer over the Elder side. Know where to go?
Yeah, we're gonna see the dive come out. Sorry, someone was talking to me, but I'm back. Gladiator gets dove and they kill him. It's actually a domination streak for Lavender. It's only died 1 time this game. But man, he's starting to get scary. He's almost 700 GPM. Did pick up the Searing Light. So it looks like he will be going Dawnbringer, which
Yeah.
I think safe to say that's pretty good.
You heal a lot from the Hypercrime. And
Oh yeah, with the magic lifesteal, that's true.
yeah. And like
That is
the
good synergy.
Hypercrime also applies the dots. The light brand dots.
Oh
on the
right,
enemies.
the Searing or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so Dawnbringer and Hypercrime just naturally synchronize really well together. That might also help.
Oh my god, look at that damage! I mean, I think there was a rocket thrown in there to prevent the warp, but
Yeah. Like
yeah.
no voids at all is also surprising. I mean, you don't want the Predator to get like an Arctic Blade. You know, everyone in your team buys voids, but
Predator Veiled routing bottom, but look at this Snooki. he knows, man. He ports out immediately. This guy's got a.
What's Sheepstick on Lowstone now?
Yeah,
It might
I did see
actually,
that.
They're gonna do Kong now again, I guess.
And Apex
And-
buys the Shrunken. They're actually almost on identical GPMs, the Lodestone and the Apex. But he goes for a Shrunken head. Lodestone
Honestly,
goes
I
for
would still like for him to get like freaking bombs.
Yeah, I could get behind it. And even more now that there's a Geobane on the
Yeah.
Bushwhack, that makes the Arcane Bomb even better.
Yeah, just like canceling PKs in this stage of the game. It's so powerful.
Yep, and nobody has
And
Shrunken
so
Head
not
yet
like-
on Legion, so I could get behind him going for an Arcane Bomb. Sheepstick comes out here on the Predator.
Going.
This is a good go. Here comes the follow-up. The Call to Arm's gonna hit. And Predator gets completely locked down. He couldn't get his Stone Hide off. Will they be able to steal the Kongor? Gladiator falls. There's a trample from Cthulhu Font. Midas warps in. And they did steal the Kongor, actually.
Yeah, they did.
Mosher got it on the Midas. So,
Yeah,
what a
that's all
fight
playing
coming in
well.
from Legion. Yeah, and Cersei wasn't there the whole time. Wow, this is a great fight for Legion, but they do have to defend their top lane at least.
And wait.
Can he just take him over? Yeah, he's not
Good,
gonna go
yeah.
for it anyway. A little bit surprised that he doesn't try to take him over there.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he just.
Oh, they're gonna get spotted here. Who had the dust? Was it Cthulhu?
Yeah, PK does it.
Nice. Let's stop the Cersei. So again, that's like a 4 for 2 fight, and they steal the Kongor.
It might be a dead Magnus.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
Magnus just
support might
stunned
is
in.
soloing the Magnus.
Yeah, he just stunned in and like that was it.
Wow. Good play from
Midas
Masha there,
always-
getting a kill.
Yeah, Midas always does a lot of damage when you allow him to, like when you're standing in full range.
Oh yeah, the
It's always a
Lion's
bit awkward
Pride
to hit the
getting
spells.
buffed up.
But yeah, Bushwhack going for Shrunken now probably. But as we were talking about like itemization for Bushwhack, I never really tend to go for farming items on the Bushwhack. I
Okay.
tend to just like
Combat
get a
items?
Shrunken and kind of fight and just kill people. Because
Makes
you see right
sense.
now, this is a 400 GPM bushwhack, and he's still just really strong and dangerous. You don't necessarily need like 600 GPM on that hero to, you know.
He's gonna run into Apex here. Apex not feeling like going in with the Armageddon. But yeah, I was just looking at the hero damage chart, and he is at the top for his team. So even though he has kind of more of a defensive item build, he's still outputting some good hero damage for his team. Whereas, you know, the Predator, he's got more of this raw damage presence with the Hyper Crown and the Elder. Lodestone gonna get taken out here. Looks like he got his portal key disabled.
The big reason why they managed to actually like kill him last time was because the Lodestone going for in cheap pickup, which is actually like a big.
Oh, Cthulhu gonna get spotted here. Hold that thought. Storm Spirit gonna keep him in the air. He cannot trample as he gets restrained by the Venomous Leap there. Belt Arms hits on the Magnus and the Predator. And Gladiator gonna fall here as well. Yep. Double type comes out for the Pred. Another stun coming in from the Magnus on the Bushwhack. And here's a leap, but he geobanes the restrain off. And I think he will get himself the distance here. The portal key is up on Predator. I guess he wasn't feeling comfortable diving the base. That could have maybe been a little bit too deep to go.
Yeah, he didn't have Q up, I believe. But Cthulhu fans now having Staff of the Master, having 2.5 HP.
Oh yeah.
And only 10 armor. He's just gonna melt. Like,
yeah, it's gonna heal the Predator so much, even though the Predator's gonna be forced to attack him maybe at some point.
Yeah, but the Cthulhu is also just gonna die in like 2-3 hits.
That's true.
Plus, like, his ultimate doesn't go through Shrunken, so...
Here comes the Shadow Storm. It's gonna sheep him. There's the Storm Spirit though, coming in from the Cersei. And Lodestone gonna be on the retreat mode now. Shrunken Head activated by Apex. They're gonna dive on the Lodestone here. He did get the Magnus skill though, as Chipper falls in the background. And Predator, he's trying to hold his ground. He is gonna fall. Midas also falling.
Should have started hitting the Cthulhu fan.
Yeah, that would have actually been pretty clutch if he was hitting the full target. Apex gonna fall here as well. Finished off his Grimoire of Power before he died. But, well, they do get the melee racks. Is that worth it, you think, Dutch, for the almost genocide? Or
Worth it. Worth it.
worth it?
Probably not.
Bushwhack's level 20 now. I mean, he's still pretty far behind the Predator.
You do want to like start finishing this game, but I don't think this is a result they were really looking for, especially with the Predator dying and stuff.
So, do you think if the Bushwhack ever catches up to the Predator's farm, like if that were to happen, do you think the Bushwhack outshines the Predator 1v1?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
mainly
that...
because like Bushwhack is just GT carry, right?
Yeah. No, I think so too. So, in a sense, I guess Hellborn is maybe on a timer to some degree. But they do have great late game heroes, I mean, by all means. They have the Cersei, the Apex, heroes that scale very well.
And Lavender actually going for the Nullstone here.
Oh, he
yeah,
wants
like,
the,
I know what you mean, but this is actually one of the few cases I kind of like it, because they just have the sheep as fast initiation.
Yeah, they have to commit something small like Sand Scepter or maybe even the Crippling Dart or something to proc it before he goes in with the sheep on the Lodestone.
In theory, you could, like if you time it really well, can like ultimate PK stun on the Cthulhu fans, and by the time he'll get out of the stun, or by the time he's unstunned, you'll be forced to attack you for a couple of seconds.
Ah, yeah.
The nice thing about the Predator in general is that it's the same thing with the Sublight actually, is that you can storm him, and by the time he gets like unstormed, or he comes down from storm,
Can get his Stonehide off, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Whereas on other carries, trying to use the Shrunken Head would get perplexed for whatever that Storm Perplex timer is. It's a little bit.
2 seconds, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's like more than enough time to set up.
Corruption top lane. They're gonna miss. Sticky's
picking up a Shrunken now.
got crazy reflexes. Yeah, he actually used it for a kill on. Well, I didn't
Chipper.
really say it, but he killed the chipper. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chipper was trying to ward
Oh my
OP
god,
working.
look at how fast the gladiator ties to the predator. Transmute lands there on the Magnus. Magnus doesn't get his storm spirit off. Here comes the storm spirit on the Midas. Predator leaps in. 2, 3, dead. Just so much damage. Bushwhack probably gonna be forced to retreat here. There's the Armageddon. He doesn't have Shrunken, but he does have a Geobane. We'll see if he ends up using that. Saves it for the leap, which is oh, he actually didn't save it for the leap. That was just a portal key. So, good job from Predator there. Gets the hat trick.
Predator Illusions
Oh,
chasing.
Cthulhu battle. Cthulhu versus Cthulhu.
Oh my god.
Who's the winner?
I don't think
Ah,
anyone wins here.
oh, here comes the team supports. Oh, two-man trample from the real Cthulhu. A Predator
Yeah, you
ports
see
in.
him melt there.
Oh yeah.
That was like 300 damage per hit. So
Man, I don't know what you do when you see this Predator rolling at you. You just run, right? Like you don't want to fight this guy.
no, not really. I mean, you're just gonna heal him if he attacks you. So actually, what may have been smart for the Cthulhu fan to get here is if you get a void Cthulhu fan, you can
Yeah,
technically force like people to attack you.
but they're not
If
actually hitting
avoided.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that could actually make sense.
I mean, because the E is not gonna, the E from Cthulhu fan, it's not gonna,
Do anything to Predator. Is he just
no,
gonna
like,
heal up anyway?
how much damage it does right now? Like 50% of your strength, so 50 damage per hit. Physical damage it is. Oh,
Yeah.
they go.
Chief stick on the Pred. There's the Storm Spirit. He's gonna avoid the. Oh, the Call to Arms does hit him actually. But he has the Stone Hide. He's trying to pick a target. He will go in on the Lodestone. There's the Sandstepper. They're kiting him. The Stone Hide is about to wear off now. Here comes Magnus with an eruption, but it's in the face. Lodestone eating the brunt of that. Predator going for the racks, meanwhile, in the backgrounds. Dreamcatcher is on the Bushwhack, and he will fall in the base. Cersei taking over the Midas. Not really sure if that's the hero that Cersei wants, but we'll see what he can do with it. Trample comes in on the Magnus from Cthulhu Font. And Predator is just going to get the top racks up here. This is a pretty distracted fight away from him. So he will clean up the full set here, I believe, while this is going on. But only Gladiator and Cthulhu survive, and I guess, well, I think the GGs are being called here. 30,000 gold lead, 20,000 XP lead. I think it's warranted at this point. Jump well or banned.
Yeah, Predator played this game well. I did really like the PK pickup from him, deciding here to like prioritize mobility over just pure raw fighting power, which he didn't really need against the enemy team because they were just so far ahead.
Yeah, I think he itemized it pretty well there. And they...
Maybe a bit more armor would have been nice, because the Bushwhack still does a lot of physical damage.
yeah, I think
But
he
then
definitely
again,
could have won an armor item.
they do have Lodestone, so
What was I gonna say?
you could
The
argue that's like, because
maybe
they have
not his best
Lodestone, you
choice.
don't really care about armor.
I was gonna say, I think the Gladiator support was kind of, and nothing against like the player or anything. I just think the Gladiator support was kind of lackluster. They didn't really have any lane presence bottom. I think if Bushwhack got more farm this game, it would have been a lot more. I can't talk. The game would be a lot closer.
Probably.
Trying to get
I
my
mean,
words together here.
it's also that the Bushwhack is just not really a lane presence, right? If you have something like a
Yeah.
Puppet Master, then I think the Gladiator is fine, because you can just like W from the Puppet into the Gladiator queue.
hmm
But without a single setup stun, and probably without leveling your your
Flagellation.
Gladiator E.
Yeah,
Flagellation.
it's a weird word.
Yeah,
I call it
I
whip.
just usually call
It's
it the
easier.
flag, dude.
The whip.
The whip, exactly. Yeah, but I'm already like calling stuff by like weird names. Like it's not bubbles, it's a turtle. It's not shell shock, it's a snail.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's not Goldenville, but it's a tree monkey or rat hero.
Yeah, that I hate that hero.
Yeah,
I'm buying First Sight of Arcane Bomb if that hero's on the other team. I don't like
me
that
too,
hero.
man. Just play like Deadwood and Aluna lane. Just burn down everything.
Oh yeah. I agree.
No, but yeah, I think I'm not the biggest fan of Bushwhack because like um, he feels lackluster to me always. He
Kind
has
of weak on
always,
lane, doesn't farm very fast. Kind of
yeah,
forced to fighting,
exactly.
which
But if you get something like an Ophelia, right,
yeah, then
and
maybe
you
he's a little
somehow
bit
manage
better.
to win your lane with the Bushwhack, you can take Congress without actually being contested because you don't want to fight into Ophelia when they're at Kong.
That's actually true. Yeah.
So something like that might be like powerful,
Hmm.
but uh, you somehow the problem is then you need to somehow make sure that you win the lane with the Bushwhack, which is just rough.
Yeah. So ultimately, the Predator and the Bushwhack kind of having too much of a gap here, I think was kind of the big difference. I would say like the mid lane was fairly even in terms of like GPMs and items and the both the Hellborn long lane, although they did well, they didn't really get too much out of the Magnus this game. It was more of the Cersei kind of being the nuisance.
the Predator illusions.
Yeah, the Predator illusions, yeah.
Yeah, the Magmas got a really early peak actually, but
13 and a half minutes, yep.
I think what he lacked was follow up, right? Because after the Magmas used to stun, um, they don't really have that much follow up burst damage, right? They have chipper
Mm,
rockets, sure, and Predator with PK that can join in. But if the Legion side was a bit more farmed, they could have just kited the Predator relatively easy. Like 1 or 2 bolas, and this Predator is a completely different story. Instead of
yeah.
like him hitting you for 3.5 seconds, he's just like staring you in the face for 3.5 seconds.
Oh, yeah. One of the big counters to Pred.
Yeah, and it's also just like voids. I would have liked to see that on the Midas, on the Gladiator, and maybe even on the Cthulhu fans, because of what we mentioned before, right? You can just like
Hmm.
kind of pull him away from you without actually allowing him to heal.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely could have picked up some voids.
Hello. Are you guys
Hey,
plotting against